Wagwan, welcome back to some more F1 My Team, and today we are back for a pretty exciting episode, and it's the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. The Temple of Speed, Ferrari's home race, Alphatauri's home race, which they won in 2020 in real life, courtesy of Pierre Gasly. And we arrive here not in the best form. George Russell is mounting a title challenge, and I can't quite stop him, so it's going to be interesting. The last episode, guys, at the Belgian Grand Prix will be linked up in the top right hand corner of the screen, so go check that one out if you haven't done so already. But today, guys, I'm looking forward to it. We've got a big task on our hands. The next race is Singapore, so this one officially marks the end of the European phase of the F1 calendar, and we're going to try and do a good job. So we've got upgrades on the way, so we'll see those in a minute. But first of all, guys, if you're going to enjoy today's episode as always, then slap a like on it. Let's try and hit 800 likes on today's video. We've been slacking off the last couple of episodes, so guys, any help would be massively appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, hit the red subscribe button. It really helps me out, and let's get this one underway. Here we are then, back in the laptop, and the weather forecast this weekend says that we're going to have rain in qualifying. So straight away into the deep end with a bit of spicy news there. We then look at the R&D graph, and we bring some upgrades this weekend, as do Mercedes, and that's about it really. Maybe Racing Point as well. I don't think there's many more going on. Teams actually not being too aggressive with the upgrades this weekend. We also have an ultimate aerodynamic upgrade on the way for the next race in Singapore as well. So lots of things to get through as we jump into practice, and this is it then, the Temple of Speed and Ferrari's home Grand Prix, and we're going to try and hopefully cause a bit of a local upset in a way, but also we are favourites to win this along with Mercedes, so we should be performing, but you never know, things could change very quickly as we make our way through practice. And the car felt good. Had a bit of issues with oversteer with the setup. I couldn't quite get the rear to be consistent, which is something I don't really like. But besides that, the pace was strong, and we went quickest of all on the medium tyres, which is quite rare for me. And we lock out a 1-2 with our teammate George Russell, who and between the two of us, we scored over 1,000 R&D points. So a very standard and solid start to the weekend, and early on showing our pace around here. So lots of reasons to feel confident as we head into qualifying. And again, it was dry so far up until this point in the weekend, but of course now we've got this rain to contend with in qualifying, so that's going to really make things quite interesting. And qualifying did not get off to the best possible start, let's say.
Alright, get ready to jump out if you get too hot in there. There's a problem with the cooling system, and it's going to take us a few minutes to correct it.
So it wasn't the best start. We had to give up about 5 minutes of running time at the start of qualifying. But eventually we went out there on the intermediates, and straight away I pushed a bit too much, and making a bit of a mistake into turn 1, trying to find the limits, and I lost so much time through there. The first lap was going to be automatically just thrown into the bin. I still pushed anyway. I wanted to get a bit of a reference on my delta, and you can see here at the final corner across the line we stay in last place, and a long way off the pace. We then went for another lap straight after. No need to just turn the engine down or save fuel. And I was doing pretty well up until this point. Into Ascari, I run it in a bit hot and get my apex completely wrong, and I threw away about half a second there. So a bit of a mistake, and again, just struggling to find the right rhythm. We are running a dry setup because the race is going to be dry, so I'm struggling a tad in these conditions as we miss our apex again into Parabolica. But eventually we end the lap, and looks like we are going to improve by near enough 3 seconds, and up to the line, it's going to be P17 for us. So wow, not really much of an improvement. So disappointing so far, as we then move on to my fresh next set of tyres. And this was actually a much better first lap, half a second up already on this one, making sure we had a much cleaner lap. Parabolica was a bit scruffy, but we do improve, and we move up to P12. And even then I was a bit like, wow, okay, only 12th place. And I was going to go for another lap, but I fed out into a lot of traffic here, so I backed off, and I'm going to have one more go at it, and this is going to be the lap. And this was my best lap of qualifying, so let's run through it and let's see how it goes. Here we go, running up to the line. We improved by a tenth, which is disappointing really, considering, you know, the margins we had at certain points across the lap. Being realistic, what could I have achieved? I think maybe top 10, just shy of a top 10. That could have been possible. But besides that, not much more. I think at absolute best, like perfect lap would have been P9 ahead of Verstappen, because there's quite a gap there from Verstappen and Ocon. So yeah, in the end, we finished P14, Russell up in P3, Leclerc on the front row for Ferrari, so the Ferrari fans will be going pretty crazy about that one. And after qualifying, Hamilton does once again outscore us, and he's going to close the gap with just 1 point in the rivalry between us. Either way, that's going to be it for qualifying, and hopefully we can try and do a better job in the race, starting from the 7th row of the grid. So yeah, that's it for qualifying. We're now going to move into the Italian Grand Prix.
We're back in Italy once again for another round of the Formula One World Championship. And what a great race is in store for us today here at the oldest circuit on the calendar. Monza hosted its first race all the way back in 1922. We're 12 miles northeast of Milan for today's Grand Prix at a Monza circuit where we can expect top speeds of around 215 miles per hour. 11 corners on this 3.6 mile track, with 7 of those coming in the form of chicanes. And with a good slipstream and DRS open, there should be plenty of opportunity for some passing here today. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Let's talk about Martinez. No grid penalties, no mitigating circumstances, just a poor qualifying performance and a very disappointing start position for them today.
They'll have a sinking feeling as they look up from the cockpit and realise they're in a different postcode to the start line for sure. But the one positive they can hold on to is that the car is quick and they can make their way through the field.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Kvyat, Lance Stroll, and Gasly, Ocon, Verstappen, Albon, and Sergio Perez. Vettel, Leclerc, Lando Norris, Martinez, Magnussen, Aitken, Nick de Vries, and Antonio Giovinazzi, Sainz, Latifi, Grosjean, and Mick Schumacher. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Here we go then, guys. It's time for the Italian Grand Prix. We start from P14, which is a long way away from the front of the grid. Row 7 behind both Ferraris as well. So we're quite a way off where we should be and where we need to be. And, you know, the last few races, Russell has outperformed me. So this is getting a bit dangerous now, so I do need to respond in this race. So a big performance is going to be needed. Now, in terms of the strategy, I've been weighing up my options. I am going to start, though, on the soft tyres. I feel like I can have a better start and be really aggressive at the beginning, and that will give me, hopefully, a good position, and then I'll try and fight back on a regular strategy. So, fingers crossed this works out for us. Fuel-wise, I'm going to overfuel by 0.5, so not a lot, but enough because ultimately it is Monza, so fuel consumption is higher than usual, and I'm looking forward to it. I always enjoy these kind of fights through the field, so we're going to crack on with it and see how it goes, and hopefully at the end of it we are somewhere near to George Russell. So let's get the race underway. It's now time for the Italian Grand Prix. Here we go. The lights start to come on here at the Temple of Speed, trying to get those RPMs absolutely perfect, which we do. The start is on point, the traction is brilliant, and we get past a couple of cars already, but look at that, the Racing Point making a move there. We're going to be careful into turn 1, bit of contact as one of the Racing Points loses a bit of front wing. We're going to go around the outside of turn 2 here. We're going to try and squeeze the throttle on. Can we get Leclerc here in the Ferrari? Look at the acceleration of Leclerc here, but we've got the better line. Can we make it work? Here's going to be the outside for turn 4. Going to go relatively deep on the brakes, 4th gear, and just send it around the outside. And there we go, we get past. Luckily no wing damage for us, even though there was a slight bit of contact in that. But luckily no damage, so we keep going. Leclerc all over the back of me, looking to try and get back past, but no way through for now. We know Perez has wing damage in front, so here we go. Look at the speed. Look at the double slipstream. We box in Ocon, and we're going to use that at the same time to get past Perez and pull off a beautiful double overtake. That's what I'm talking about, baby. P9. Absolutely perfect overtake. The timing on that was brilliant, and you've got to try and do that all the time and maximise those overtakes around here. Down towards Parabolica, we've got a bit of battling up ahead. Let's see who's in the lead as we get a fastest lap across the line. It's George Russell out front, so he's had a great start. We're up to P9, so we've done a good job as well, and hopefully we can try and make a bit more progress. We've got some battling up ahead, so let's try and close these guys down. That's why we're on the soft tyres, to try and be aggressive at the start of the race. So let's get a head down, famous words, famous phrase, and try and make some progress. Russell 18.3, and the Mercedes cars actually respond, to be fair. We're saying 18.4.
You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
So we're a bit off the pace, but that's not too bad. We've got Ocon, who I'm dragging with me here, and DRS is now enabled, so this is going to make the overtakes a little bit easier as we close up to the back of Verstappen here. Ooh, that was nice. I got the power down very early out there. We've got Verstappen right on Gasly's gearbox as we match our personal best. Is there going to be a move into turn 1? Gasly goes defensive. I don't really know where to go at the minute. I'm just kind of like waiting for my opportunity. Maybe there could be a mistake. Max does get off a bit slowly off the corner there. This might be the opportunity. Here we go. Full engine power as we try to get the run on the Red Bull driver. We're going to try and go to the left-hand side. And now pick up the inside for turn 4. Easy does it. Nice simple move, that one, as we move up to P8. Gasly in front, and then there's Albon after that. I think we can get both of these guys quite quickly. Especially because there's a bit of clean air after Alex, which would be great to get into. So let's see if we can make a bit more progress here. First of all, Gasly, will he make a move? If not, I'm going to go through. Here we go. Into Ascari. We're closing in. It's going to be Gasly going for the move. I'm going to back off nice and early here. Let's just wait and see how these guys kind of get through the corner. Oh my goodness me. Whoa, that came out of nowhere. I don't know where that oversteer came from. Luckily, we react in time. Here comes Ocon though, trying to make it 3 wide into Parabolica, but we outbrake both him and Verstappen, and now we can try and get Gasly here. Here we go. I'm running out of engine mode, so I've got to wait. But we can open the DRS now and use overtake. Can we get Albon as well? 360 kilometers an hour. I've got to slice back across to avoid hitting to the back of Albon. We go around the outside of turn 1. And there we go. Job done. Up into P6. Lovely bit of racecraft there. You know, with the moment I had out of Ascari. Whew, that was scary. But we managed to get both Red Bulls and both Renaults. And we're now 6th in this race. Okay, we've already dropped the cars behind out of DRS range. They're going to keep battling now, so we can get on with our race. We've got Stroll and Hamilton in front, also Bottas in there as well. So I believe it's both AlphaTauris and both Mercedes cars. So let's try and get amongst that battle. Pretty strong lap from us as we're going to set a new personal best. Will it be our fastest lap? Not quite, 18.2, but still good pace from us. And these guys up ahead are battling like crazy. I can see they're 3 wide, so we're going to be closing up quite quickly here. Purple first sector, and we're now on the back of these guys. This is going to be a slightly trickier one in terms of trying to get the overtakes done. I feel like the straight line speed is going to be a lot stronger in this kind of pack of cars. But now I'm going to try and save a bit of fuel. Consumption is a bit higher than I expected actually, so it's not allowing me to run rich. Why am I struggling through there so much? I don't know why I'm struggling. That's twice now I've lost the back end there. That was very scary. Oh, here we go. Both Mercedes cars side by side. This could be spicy. Nicely done through there. Not the best traction, like with the Verstappen, but still good enough. I could potentially get Stroll here, but look at the speed of the AlphaTauri on the straight. He's literally matching me. I'll try to go down the inside, but Stroll defends. Fair play. No way through for now. Just got to be patient. We'll get an opportunity eventually. I don't know why the rear end's struggling so much at the minute. I'm having a few issues with traction. I feel like the overcut or the undercut could be a key factor in this. Obviously, I'm going longer until lap 13, so I might just wait for that and see if that's going to be the opportunity for me to get past all of these guys in terms of traffic. At the minute, there's just nowhere to go for me. I'm getting dropped. You can see they're pulling away, and then I catch up through the corners. But on the straights, they've got so much speed. It's unbelievable. The acceleration they get out of every corner exit, I just can't match that, even at full power. So at the minute, I'm just chilling. I'm going to wait. I'm trying to save my tyres. I'm playing the long game here, so we'll get a chance to overcut, hopefully. Yeah, it is kicking off ahead, though. This lap, look at this. 3 wide. This could be an opportunity for us. Maybe this is the one. Oh, that 3 into 1 does not work. Someone's going to have a bad exit here. Who's it going to be? I'm trying to get the traction there. You can see the acceleration they get out of there. These guys have been battling for a while now. They should be low on the ERS. Here we go. We're going to try and squeeze through. Can we get it? To the outside. Oh, that's so close. It's so tight. There's barely any room. But we squeeze past. And there it is. That's what I was waiting for. The opportunity. And we're now P3 in this race. Now we can try and drop them. I've been saving fuel in the ERS. So let's try and deplete that. Use it. Try and pull away as much as we can. And chase after Bottas. Hamilton pits. So does Danny Kvyat. Russell, Bottas, and Stroll, stay out. Let's try and close in on Valtteri here. Okay, I've selected to pit this lap. So if Russell doesn't pit, I will. And I'll try and undercut Bottas. Let's see if Russell boxes. He does. Okay, fair enough. We'll go long.
George is coming in for his stop.
Bottas pits as well. So this is it then. This is a key lap. This is going to be the overcut.
Gonna box this lap. Push hard on the in lap.
Yep, here we go. 2 personal best sectors. I'm on it. This is a very strong lap from us, and we're about a 10th up now. We're still gaining time on my previous personal best. I'm trying to use a lot of ERS in this lap. Final corner, parabolica, a little bit wide there, struggling with a bit of front left grip. But we're still nearly 1.5 tenths up actually on my previous personal best, but we're now going to box. And there we go. That was a very, very strong in lap. I'm happy with that. If the guys behind had any form of traffic, then they're probably going to lose out. So what we need now is a quick stop. This has to be 2 seconds or 2.2 ideally.
Go, go, go.
2.5, that's borderline acceptable, just about enough. Here we go then. Here comes Bottas.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
Damn, I thought I would have had Valtteri there, but not really close enough. But hopefully we'll get him soon. It's just me versus him, so no DRS train, no BS. It's just a straight battle, so this gives me a better chance. Russell, though, is still 8.4 up the road, so he's looking pretty comfortable. The good thing about being behind Valtteri, and this is how the AI always perform, is that right now I'm forcing him to run at maximum power. So if you look at the gap to Russell, we're starting to really catch him up, and Bottas is just dragging me along for the ride. So this really benefits my race because we're gaining on Russell whilst also flying in terms of pace at the same time. So we're going to be putting some pressure on Bottas. And then the cherry on top is that in a couple laps time, hopefully, Bottas should run out of deployment. So he'll be a sitting duck on the straight and we'll get him easily. So we're just waiting for the opportunity. First of all, though, let's see if any fastest laps come in this lap. Let's see if Stroll's lap gets taken away from him. Will George get it? No, he won't. I think Valtteri might take it away, but then I'm going to smash it again. No, okay, so we get it. There we go, 17.7. Look at the speed in the straight. Bottas already starting to run out of energy here. Meanwhile, the gap to Russell down to 7.2. As you can see, we're just flying to catch him up because Bottas, I'm forcing him to run full power. So we're making progress without even trying. Bottas is still pushing. We're still catching Russell here. So I'm quite happy to follow. To be fair, you know, Bottas has a lot of pace, but at the same time, I kind of want to make some progress here. So we are going to make the move and get past Bottas. Valtteri tries to re-challenge on the brakes, but we're going to go around the outside of 1 and lock it off into 2. There we go, job done. Right, second place for us. Bottas is now behind us. Russell 6.6 up the road. Let's go hunt down our teammate. Can we win this race? We're about to find out. Oh, yellow flag a bit further back.
Okay, clear.
Actually, I think, can that be Valtteri? No, I think it is. Someone else. I think it might be one of the AlphaTauris. Let's see who it is. Oh, I think a Stroll. It's Lance. There we go.
Information on Stroll. They're retiring from the race.
So Lance out of the race. No safety car though, or VSC from that, so we continue on our way. Let's try and push on here. Damn, I'm struggling through there. Oh, another yellow flag. Who is that? Is that a Valtteri? Surely it has to be Valtteri. As we set a new fastest lap. Yeah, it's Valtteri. Another one drops from the race. Engine's starting to let go here.
Safety car.
Oh,
safety
wow.
Car. No overtaking. Reduce your pace. Keep
Oh,
your delta
damn.
positive as we form up.
Now hear me out, I've read this book before and I know how this goes. Now this is probably one of the worst tracks for this to happen because when the AI are running at full power, around here, they are so hard to beat. So I'm going to stay out. I'm going to try and stay out. I'm not going to do the mistake I did at Hungary, but I can't lie. This is going to be a tricky one because the restart is going to be very hard. I'm going to be defending like crazy, just to let you know. I thought the safety car would be pitting this lap, but it seems like we're doing another lap on the safety car. Oh no, we're not. Okay. Very last minute.
Let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap.
Here we go then. Let's try it. Oh no, terrible getaway. Oh, that's not ideal. Just try and stay ahead of Hamilton if we can. We should have enough on the straight just to do that. Tyres are a little bit cold, got to be careful here, but hopefully we'll get up to speed quickly. And now it's going to be about surviving.
Okay, clear.
I don't think we're going to challenge George. 3 laps, full power. I think it's going to be hard to get my teammate. And to be fair, keeping Hamilton behind is going to be difficult as well. So let's see how this goes. Russell has already just disappeared. He's 1.7 up the road. He's flying. Hamilton right in my gearbox. I'm out of energy. I'm trying to hold on. Here comes Lewis. We've got some more ERS to use. I'm going to try and put the squeeze on. There we go. We just about force it. Oh, that's a big one. Hamilton with issues. We're going to go on the outside and hold on. The timing on that is incredible. And we stay ahead of Lewis for now. That is very fortunate for me. I'll take that happily. Russell is absolutely flying. Luckily, he doesn't take away my fastest lap.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online.
DRS for the last lap of the race. Hamilton still hanging in there. Askefiat gets a move done on him. We're not out of the woods yet. I'm trying to hang on here, but my tyres are struggling a little bit, on the rears especially. Here we go then, into the Parabolica for the final time. Last lap of the race. Russell in the end establishes a huge lead. He's going to win here today and picks up the fastest lap on the last lap of the race. And we come home in 2nd place.
Good job, you did really well. Super driving.
There it is then, victory in the Italian Grand Prix, an historic race, and an achievement they can be immensely proud of. And talk to me, what do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today and the results speak for themselves.
Here comes your top 3 making their way down to the podium for what can only be described as a fantastic day for Formula One.
There we go then, guys. The race is done here today, and George Russell picks up a huge win and a fastest lap, which means he gets an extra point. I can't lie, I'm a little bit concerned. George has really stepped it up in the last 3 races. He's outscored us in the last 3, and he's slowly chipping away and cutting down that lead in the championship. So it's not looking great, but we've still got a nice lead, and the next race is my best race, Singapore, so we should do well around there. Either way, it's another 1-2 for us. Fiat finishes 3rd and on the podium again for Alphatauri. Great result from him ahead of Verstappen, Hamilton, Ocon, Gasly, Leclerc, Vettel and Sainz, with Albon out of the points along with Magnussen, Norris, De Vries, Perez, Aitken, Giovinazzi, Latifi and Grosjean and Schumacher, with Bottas and Stroll out the race here today, as reliability proves to be a key factor in this race, as Hamilton also had engine issues, so it looks like Monza really did hurt the power units quite badly here today. We look at the standings and the gap to George is still 55 points, but that gap is coming down. 3 races ago the gap was like 85 points, so George is chipping away, and we've got to be careful because, I don't like it. He's getting a bit too close. Hamilton moves up to 4th place, overtaking Bottas, and Ocon overtakes Magnussen as we look at the constructors, and we're 228 points clear. And to be honest, we should be wrapping this up very soon. In the next 2 or 3 races, we should be hopefully securing the Constructors' crown in what has been an absolutely dominant season from us. But either way, guys, that's going to be it for the race here at Monza. We're now going to move back into the main menu.
You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy?
Pretty simple. I think we just went foot to the floor because we've got the engine that can deliver the results.
It was more like Dodgems than Formula One today, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there was a few moments, let's say, but you know, it's all in good spirit, and you know, it happens. It's the nature of the track.
Great. Well, that's everything.
So after that race, we outscore Hamilton once again in the rivalry, and we take a 4-point lead with still 3 races to go, technically 2, but yeah, we're looking pretty good on that front. In terms of acclaim, again, slowly pushing upwards, but I don't think there's going to be any changes on the acclaim now before the end of the season, to be honest, unless we have a really good run of form. So I'm not really expecting too much on that front. And then in terms of cash bonuses, first of all, the sponsors pay out in full, so we get 1.91 million. There's a very small deduction due to damage, but generally speaking, a strong weekend and more cash into the fund, so we're going to hopefully spend some of that very soon. Well, here we are then, back in the main menu, and we have 1,600 R&D points to spend, so not the biggest amount, but having said that, we do have plenty of days for activities, so we're going to go ahead and do a few of those. So first of all, G-Force training, of course, for George. Get that out of the way nice and early to, again, keep his pace up because he's driving at a really good level now, and we're closing in on the Constructors' Championship, so hopefully he keeps that up. Elsewhere, we're going to work on chassis, team building, also aero department focus as well, and then the last one will be a sponsor event, why not, just to add a bit more acclaim on there. And we then move over to the R&D graph. Now, we're starting to run out of things to do here, but looking at the options, I can't really do too many big upgrades, but there's a couple of minor ones that I could do. So we're going to go for this one first, reinforced hydraulic lines. We'll get that on, and that should arrive before Singapore. So again, constantly improving and bringing a small upgrade even to the next race. And we've already got a few more on the way anyway. So you can see we've got a general durability upgrade on the 11th. We've also got a rear wing end plate upgrade on the 14th, of course, for the aerodynamics. So let's skip ahead to the next race, and fingers crossed all the upgrades arrive in one piece. Unfortunately, the upgrade we just purchased for the chassis has failed, so we are going to have to repurchase that, and that won't arrive now for the Singapore Grand Prix, so that will be for the next race in Russia. So yeah, a little bit of a hiccup there, but besides that, we should be fine. And I think, to be fair, looking at it, we might actually still squeeze the upgrade in time. You can see in the bottom left there, it should be arriving on the day of the event. So let's see if that arrives. And there we go, it did arrive in time. So reinforced hydraulic lines for the brakes. Just a minor upgrade, but still we've got that on the car, and we'll notice that improvement in the next race, which is going to be Singapore. And you guys know my history with this racetrack, and we've been absolutely dominant here the past few years. So I'm hoping for a big result this weekend because George is closing in a bit too much in the championship. Either way, guys, if you enjoyed today's episode, then slap a like on it, subscribe if you're new for more F1 content, which is daily on the channel, and help me out, guys. I'm trying to hit 55k subs by the end of the year, so any help would be massively appreciated. And finally, check out the 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them. But that is it from me here today, guys. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and it's goodbye from me.